Hello people, welcome to the first tutorial of FC26, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be talking about the most complained about mechanic in the game, which is defending. But before we get into that, I'm going to show you how I set up the formation and tactic that I use, which is the 4-2-3-1 wide. As for now, I'm just going to be applying chemistry styles because nothing you do in defending is going to make any sense or is going to work if you don't have chemistry styles on your players. So I'm going to slap an anchor on my left DM, which is Turam. I slap an anchor on my right DM, which is Emery. And I'm just doing this to just maximize their pace, defending, and physicality, because this is the start of the game. This is what is important. The next thing I'm gonna do is go to my formation and switch to the 4-2-3-1 wide, because that's the formation I'm gonna be using today. That's the formation that has carried me so far. Just switch things around a bit, move Bogba to the cam, and obviously Greenwood to the right, Simmons to the left, and everything's looking good now. So we're gonna head into the tactics. I'll walk you guys through my tactics, but I'm not gonna dwell on it because this video is not for tactics information. It's just for showing you how to defend. And the tutorial I'm gonna give you on defending is gonna work for pretty much every formation that you use, except maybe you're running a 3-4-1-2, which is just madness in high level FC. So I'm gonna use my striker, advance forward. My center attacking midfielder is always shadow striker because that's what I love to do. My left midfielder is going to be inside forward balanced, and it's always going to be the same with my right midfielder, who is also an inside forward balanced. Greenwood has a plus, so that definitely has an effect in game. My fullbacks on fullback defend, and my two defensive midfielders on deep line playmaker and build up. So that's the tactic that I'm going to use to show you guys how to defend. And I'm going to show you guys numerous defensive situations I was in, while also walking you guys through any bad decisions that I made. So let's get into the game. Before we also get into the games, I just want to say a quick summary about defending in this game. This is the most manual that defending has been in a really long time in FIFA. And if you played FC25, it's kind of normal if you bring on some bad habits into this game, because I can testify as well. First couple games were hell. This is Division 7, because everyone who went into the Elite Division last year ends up in Division 7 this year. So this was a sweat fest. So I start the game off and the press comes in immediately, and due to his press he wins the ball nicely, and here the defending begins. And you can see that I never switched to my center back till the ball was sent long into my defense. So that's like something that you're already noticing from me. When defending, you have to start moving your midfielders first. You have to pay attention to your defensive line as to not pull them away from each other. He wins the ball back pretty aggressively, and he has the ability to come at me again, but I want you guys to all pay attention to the style of my defending. So I'll mostly talk about when I'm being attacked in the game. And the first thing that you see that I do is I never switch to my center backs till the ball is in the final third, like this exact situation. Second man press and my fullback comes to close down really nicely. Now just a quick replay to this situation. You see that the moment he faces my defense, I see that he has an option on passing to the player at the right, so I activate like a second man press, so it's 2v2, not a 2v1 situation. And obviously my center back doesn't win the ball, but the second man press helps me win the ball with my fullback, and then we can immediately move towards counter-attacking, and I think this ends as a goal just from that one defensive situation. Now while I'm at it, I'm gonna give you guys a quick tip for defending this year. If you want to concede less goals, you have to be mentally prepared for kickoff, because kickoff is overpowered. Stay calm, don't pull your center backs out of position, and try to give him a half chance or no chance, like I did in that situation. I'm gonna move on to the next situation where he comes at me again. He wins the ball with his fullback and he's able to attack me, but I don't pull my center backs out. I run backwards with my defensive midfielder. When my defensive midfielder has closed him down well enough, now it becomes a 2v1. I'll show you that again. The ball is with his attacker in the midfield, so the job is for my midfielder. So I jog back with my midfielder and keep applying pressure till the ball is in the final third and I win it with my center back. That is rule number one in defending counter attacks in this game. Of course, you always have to also prepare for the times where the ball is immediately in the final third, like this situation, and you have to switch to your center backs immediately and track the runner of the striker. You know he's gonna give it to the striker, so there is no need to apply pressure with your center back. There is no need to be too aggressive with your center back. You just track the runner. That's who the true ball is gonna go to. Then of course I'm able to start a counter attack of my own, which doesn't really end up successful. And I'll show you how I conceded a goal in this situation. I told you guys you have to run back with your midfielder to apply pressure, but at the same time, while applying pressure, you have to be ready to switch on time. I switched to my center backs too late and I conceded this goal. Now for clarity, this is the time I was meant to switch to my center back the moment the ball left the passer, but unfortunately I was too slow with it and I had to concede that goal. And of course we'll keep it going because there's a lot to learn in this game, both in conceding and in stopping yourself from conceding goals as well. I'm able to come forward again and try to just work an attack for myself, but I lose the ball and this is an opportunity for him to come. So I switch to my center back in this instant because he's already at the final third and there is no danger. You know, first time through ball to my striker. For some reason their center backs are faster than my own, so I don't know what to say. He comes on me again and long ball to the striker. That's never gonna work. Ball for my defenders all day of the week. And every defensive duel that you win is an opportunity to counter attack. So I just come forward again, try to see what I can do in this situation. Win the ball high up so I can come one more time. Send the ball to my striker, shimmy, move around. Wasn't able to get a goal. Another rule to this game in defending is you have to jockey, man. Every time you apply pressure, every time you try to intercept, you have to move with the L2 or the LT button for Xbox. I apply pressure with my center backs, but I'm jockeying while at it. And in this situation, I just run in front of the player with the ball. You're hardly ever clicking the tackle button this year. You're hardly ever clicking the tackle button because you mostly really want to just contain the player and see if you can win the ball. Oof, that was a good goal, man. Anyways, back to defending. This next example is another reason why you have to maintain your defensive line. The game would always reward you if you keep your defensive line straight. The cursor is only on my DMs right now and I just switched to my center backs just to bait till the ball comes into them and then I can actually win the ball. Always keep your defensive line straight because this just led to an easy counter attack and it's a goal just from that defensive situation. You give them nothing at the back and you would have way more opportunities to counter attack. Another powerful kickoff situation, but it's not so powerful if I just do the rules that I talked about. I move and apply pressure with my defensive midfielder and he has nobody to pass to, so he loses the ball and then I can counter attack one more time. Come forward with my right winger, just see what I can do, send it to your cam, 1v1 with the keeper, and yeah, flunk that. Anyways, I like this situation because it shows how to defend on the wings as well. He comes with his fullback and he's looking for his winger one way or the other. Finds the winger because I actually gave him space that I shouldn't give him. But second man press on the wings, very, very important. You're never really gonna just defend with your fullback. Always think about adding a second player when defending the wings, which forces him into like making a shit cross and I can counter attack one more time. Now another opportunity for him to come at me again and I apply pressure down the middle with my DMs with Ram and with Zayemri, forcing him to go all the way to the wings. And like I said, second man press, you always want to defend with two players. The center back that's closest to the fullback and the fullback himself, which would force him to, I don't know, have a half chance or just have no chance at all. And I think like this next situation is like his best attacking opportunity in the game, but I deal with it pretty nicely by keeping my defensive line straight. But he sends the ball back to his winger, which he gains back into the box, and I'm just jockeying really nicely, you know, jockeying and second man pressing, covering the passing lane and covering any shooting opportunity, which leads to a block, and I just nerf the attack basically. And it's just a combination of everything that I talked about, you know, jockeying, second man pressing, and not giving your opponents the space to turn into or the space to pass into. You're more focused on covering the space than actually winning the ball by spamming the tackle button. That's how this here works, and counter-attack is gonna lead to a goal. Next up, like I said, kickoff is really powerful this year. Like, it's literally the strongest thing this year. The strongest broken mechanic this year. It's actually not a mechanic, but kickoff is so powerful, you always have to be locked in. Second man press because it's coming from the wings, and I'm able to win the ball with my center backs, which gives me the opportunity to come forward one more time. And I think I wasted this counter attack. Actually, I took the ball too wide, and I just tried to do a traveler because, you know, bad habits from FC25. I also don't want this video to end without me talking about cutting the passing lanes with your defensive midfielder. If you look at this opportunity, you can see that the fastest way for him to come forward is by giving it to this guy. So because we know that, we can gently take our defensive midfielder to cover the passing lane while jockeying. And the better you get defensively, the more opportunities you'll get to show yourself attacking wise. At this point, I'm starting to get a little bit worn out from the game, which you shouldn't be if you want to win more games, but the game was already won. So I lost the ball in a very dangerous area. If you want to concede less goals, of course, you don't want to be losing the balls in these type of areas. And now it's my turn to show how powerful the kickoffs are in this game. And come forward, send it to my left midfielder, back to my striker, and it's Rashford. She's gonna miss. But all in all, I think you get the point. Once you know your opponent has an opportunity to kick off the game, you need to really lock in. You really need to. And I give him his last opportunity to attack in this game. Comes forward, I switch to my defensive midfielders. You know, I get a little bit too aggressive, and now it's in the final third. Back to the midfield, and back to the final third. You know, when it's in the midfield, I'm controlling my midfielders. When it's in the final third, it's the only time I control my defenders. And now it's in the final third, just second man press. I don't know why he keeps crossing, because that's just not gonna work this year. And that's the end of the game. This was a promotion game, by the way, promotion to Division 6, I believe. So it's just a bunch of Division 1 players, I believe. And Division 6, the rules are still gonna apply in the next division. Personally, what I'll take from my game as well is I just need to be calmer as well, and I need to give away the ball in the midfield less often. Also, as at the time of me dropping this video, I already promoted to Division 5, so the next video I'm going to be dropping would be me covering a general overview, attacking and defending, on how to promote from Division 7 to Division 5. And I hope you guys learned a thing or two in this video. For people who are way better than me, people in higher divisions, people in lower divisions, I hope this helped you in some way, and I'll definitely see you in the next one.